country is once again only 1 week away from a government shutdown. So, does Congress have a plan to avert it?
Let's bring in our political correspondent and co-author of Politico's Playbook, Rachael Bade. She's been working all her sources. Why don't we talk about this possible shutdown? Where do things stand right now, just a week out from the deadline?
Well, they're not looking good, Kira. I mean, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, I should say, they agree that they're going to need more time to negotiate a long-term spending deal of some sort. That means they're going to pass a temporary continuing resolution to basically kick this deadline out a few weeks down the line. The issue here is that nobody seems to agree on what that continuing resolution, or CR as they call it here on Capitol Hill, what that should look like. Conservatives in the House, they think they should try to get concessions for backing this temporary funding patch. Some potential Republican red meat policy riders on the bill, maybe some spending cuts. And in the Senate, Democrats are saying absolutely not, that these things are typically done without strings attached, and that it's their job to fund the government and keep the government running, so they shouldn't be getting anything. So there's that stalemate. And I would say, everybody is really watching new Speaker Mike Johnson right now. He is really struggling. You can see he wanted to pass a number of appropriations bills through the lower chamber in recent days. He had to pull 2 of them from the House floor amid Republican infighting. He's sort of caught between conservatives and doing what conservatives want in terms of a shutdown showdown and making all these demands, or moderate Republicans who want him to just fund the government without this fight because they're worried about losing their seats in their re-election. So everybody's watching him, and he is not saying yet what he's going to do.
High stakes, no question. I want to ask one more question on the potential shutdown and Mike Johnson's possible strategy. Is one thing that he can do to get at Democrats and the president is to say, we'll sign on to a continuing resolution to fund the government, and we'll put the funding for Israel in that, but not the funding for Ukraine, to leave Ukraine out in the cold. Is that a path forward, do you think?
Yeah, so I'm hearing from sources that that is very much being discussed at the senior levels in the House right now in terms of Republican leadership. I think the thinking here is that they're going to get jammed on this issue regardless, that they're going to have to swallow what's called a, quote, clean CR. That means with no conservative concessions, and they're going to have to do it eventually. So if they're going to have to do it, why not get some sort of policy win where they can say they stuck it to Democrats and stuck it to the White House? That's why they're looking at this Israeli funding right now. I mean, the White House has come out and said, specifically told us at Playbook 2 days ago, that they will not accept any funding for Israel that is not included with funding for Ukraine. But there's some thinking by House Republicans that if they put this on a clean CR, put funding for Israel on a clean CR, they can jam the Senate and they can dare the White House to veto it and call that a small policy win, even when they're sort of having to swallow a continuing resolution that they don't like, frankly.
All right, let's talk about Manchin's surprise announcement that came out yesterday. It actually happened in the middle of our show. And then, of course, within 24 hours, there's these rumors swirling around. Could he be looking at a presidential ticket, maybe joining Mitt Romney, looking at the 2024 run? What do you know, Rachel?
It's the big question right now. I wish I could tell you if he's going to run for president. Frankly, we just don't know yet. What we do know is that he's very much put his own Democratic leadership in a bind here when it comes to keeping the Senate. Since he's retiring, Republicans are absolutely going to flip that seat in West Virginia, very red state. Manchin was the only one who could really hold on to that seat for him as a Democrat because he had this very special and unique brand. But that means that Republicans only need one more seat to flip to take the majority in 2024. So Republicans are super happy about this. Everybody wants to know, though, is Manchin going to run for president? There was some reporting in the Wall Street Journal yesterday that, there's this committee that's going to be formed to try to recruit Mitt Romney and Joe Manchin to run as a unity ticket. Mitt Romney's chief of staff today actually sort of dismissed reporting on that. But hey, Democrats are really worried about it, and frankly, a lot of people are going to be watching.
A lot of people are going to be watching. Not sure a lot of Americans are waiting with bated breath on whether Joe Manchin is going to, but you never know.
Well, the Biden administration certainly will be, because he could be taking votes from Biden.
There you go. Impacts certain states. Rachel, thanks.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.